Hi everyone, welcome to Monica's Singapore Kitchen. Today I'll be cooking Hainanese pork chop. This pork chop is crispy on the outside due to the coating of cream cracker crumbs. It is served with a drizzle of sweet and sour savory sauce topped with fried potatoes, green peas, onions and tomatoes. This iconic dish is one of the East meets West dishes that is commonly served in Asia. Come along with me to see how I prepare my version of Hainanese pork chop. Here we have 500 grams of pork tenderloin. I have chosen pork tenderloin as the meat is extremely tender and lean. So you can buy a packet of this, 500 grams in each packet frozen and all chopped up already from the supermarket. So I normally snip the layer of fat surrounding each pork chop about a few inches apart. This is to prevent the meat from curling during the cooking process. Then we use a meat tenderizer to tenderize the meat. We need to tenderize it on both sides. So basically this process is to physically break down the connective tissue, and also it helps the meat to achieve uniform thickness, thus it will cook evenly. It also helps to thin down the meat, allowing heat to penetrate faster, thus preventing overcooking on the outside and leaving the inside raw. Alright, so all our pieces of meat are nicely tenderized. So we need to marinate our meat, and for that we need the seasonings. That consists of pepper, chicken powder, Hua Tiao Chiu. This is a Chinese cooking wine. You can also substitute with Shaoxing wine, sherry or sake if you do not have Hua Tiao Chiu. So smear all these seasonings evenly on both sides of each piece of meat. Just rub them together and they will then spread out evenly. So leave the meat to marinate for about 20 minutes. Now let's have a look at our toppings. We have got russet potatoes here. I have cut it into cubes and soak it in water to prevent it from browning. Yellow onions. I also have 100 grams of green peas. This is the frozen variety, and 8 cherry tomatoes. So let's cut the onion. So normally I cut it to about 1-inch pieces. So after cutting this onion, we need to separate the leaves to ensure that it cooks evenly, and also it leads to a crispier onion pieces. So just have to separate the fleshy leaves, just pluck it out and separate it. Okay, the next thing is to cut our cherry tomatoes. I normally cut it into half longitudinally. Okay, let's cook the sauce. For the sauce, we need 40 grams of salted butter. So melt the butter first. Then once it's melted, we can put in the flour. I use all-purpose flour, 2 tablespoons of it. So what we are trying to do here is to create a roux. Yep, and then stir fry over medium-low heat until our roux turns golden brown. So stirring it all the time. So once it's nice and beautifully golden brown like this, so our roux is ready. So we can add other things to it, namely our chicken stock. Yeah, so I have 1 cup of chicken stock. If you do not have chicken stock, you can just use plain water and use a chicken cube. Yeah, if you have chicken cube to add to it. Okay, so add the chicken stock a little bit at a time, stirring all the time. Then add the tomato sauce. This is the sauce that will give it the sourish taste. Worcestershire sauce, and also 1 teaspoon of sugar. Mix everything well, and then at this stage you can try to gauge and see whether this is the consistency you're trying to achieve. If you feel that it's a bit too thick, you can always add a little bit of chicken stock or a little bit more water. As for myself, I think I like my sauce just like this consistency. It's perfect for me. So you can cover it to prevent skin from forming on top. Okay, let's move on to fry our potatoes. I have drained the water, dried it before I toss it into the hot oil. So our intention is to fry the potatoes until golden brown over medium heat. I use russet potatoes as they are known for their dry, mealy and fluffy texture when cooked. So take it out once it's golden brown. It's nice and soft now. I normally sprinkle a pinch of salt and then I toss it and put it aside. So take out all the oil except 2 tablespoons, and then we are going to stir fry the vegetables. So the vegetables are briefly stir fried over high heat. We want to caramelize the onions to achieve a delicious sweetness and depth of flavor. Then add in the green peas and stir fry for another minute. Then add in our tomatoes and stir fry for 1 more minute. So once 1 minute has elapsed, we are going to add a little bit of salt. So the only seasoning is just half a teaspoon of salt. Then stir fry for another minute. So this brief stir frying over high heat also helps to intensify the vibrant colors and prevent the vegetables from becoming mushy. So can you see nice and vibrant the colors? Alright, so our toppings is ready. Now we are going to prepare the breading for our pork. So here I have got cream crackers. It comes in small packets like that. There are 3 pieces of cream crackers in each packet. So I need 21 pieces, so I need 7 packets of this cream cracker. So I use a food processor to process it into breadcrumbs. If you do not have a food processor, no problem. Just put it into a Ziploc bag and crush them using a rolling pin. Okay, so we're going to blend it until it has a sandy texture, something like this. Okay, can you see? Yep. Alright, now here is our dredging station. We have got 2 eggs, we have got biscuit crumbs and 1 cup of flour, and of course we have our pork. So whisk the 2 eggs. Then coat the pork with the flour and shake off the excess flour. Then coat the pork with the whisk egg. Let the excess egg drip away. Then coat with biscuit crumbs. Remember to press the crumbs onto the meat on both sides so that the crumbs will stick to the meat when you fry them. Also remember to shake off excess crumbs. So both sides should be evenly coated with these flour, egg as well as breadcrumbs. So do the same for all the pieces until you reach the last piece. So then we are ready to fry our pork chop. So heat up 2 cups of oil over medium-high heat. So I'm going to fry this in 2 batches, 3 pieces at a time. So try not to overcrowd our pan. So fry each side for 2.5 minutes. Turn it over after 2.5 minutes. It should look like this, golden brown. So continue to fry this for another 2.5 minutes on the other side. So once it's golden brown on both sides like this, you can drip the oil away and further drip it on a wire rack. Okay, so then we can go ahead and fry the other 3 pieces. So eventually we have 6 golden brown, delicious, crispy pork chop. It can be eaten just like that, but I shall resist it because we are making Hainanese pork chop, so we need to have other ingredients as topping. So we just have to cut it into smaller pieces, like so. It's nice to serve it when it's nice and hot. And then drizzle with our delicious sauce. You can put as much or as little sauce as you wish, or you can put it on the side. Top it with our stir-fried vegetables. And of course, don't forget our russet potato cubes. This pork chop is normally served with plenty of rice. You can serve the rest of the sauce on the side. This is a very old school, nostalgic dish. Do give yourself a blast from the past by cooking this dish, and as always, happy cooking!